Hey everyone, quick question. Have you noticed that in DevOps, we keep solving the same problems over and over? Infrastructure drift breaks a deployment, CI/CD pipeline becomes painfully slow, Kubernetes gets more complex than the app, security gets bolted on too late, cost spikes, and nobody knows why. Every time we run into these issues, we end up doing the same thing, searching through Stack Overflow, outdated blog posts, and a bunch of half working examples. So I decided to build this resource I wish existed when I started: a production DevOps handbook, open source, built around real challenges with production ready implementation files, not hello world snippets. Let me show you what it is, how it's structured, and how you can start using it today. But before I show you what I have built, let's look at what happens when you search for production DevOps solutions. For example, I'll go to my Google browser and search for production Kubernetes deployment, and let's see what we're able to find. As you can see right here, if you keep scrolling down, look at the year that this video was done. Look at when this was created. This was 11 months ago. This is 2 years ago, and so on. So some content is outdated. Some content stops at basics. Official docs are useful, but they are generic. You go to Stack Overflow. Stack Overflow has 40 answers, and you still don't even know what's correct for production. And even when you find a good material, it is scattered. Terraform practices in one place, CI/CD patterns in another, security, observability somewhere else. But in real teams, these challenges show up together. That is the gap I want to solve. So this is the Production DevOps Handbook. It's a free open source repository that contains 15 real-world DevOps challenges, 94 production-ready implementation files, multi-domain coverage, cloud, CI/CD, Kubernetes, security, FinOps, MLOps, LLMOps, GitOps. The goal is simple. When you hit a production problem, you should be able to open a single place and find what the problem looks like in real life, how to solve it, and working files you can adapt immediately. So each challenges include the problem.md, which is the scenario. It also includes solution.md, which is the recommended architecture plus the strategy, and then the implementation, which is the working configs, the scripts, the template with comment. So now let's walk through a few so you can see the quality of this repository. So the first challenge we are going to look at is the infrastructure as a code. One of the most common production failures is drift. Someone changes something manually, Terraform state doesn't match, and your next deployment breaks. Here in the implementation, you will find practical patterns like drift detection approach, remote state pattern, S3 plus DynamoDB locking system setup, reusable module structure, validation checks, you can run before changes go live. Let's take a look at drift detection.sh. In this script, this is the kind of structure teams actually use, not a toy example. This is a real world example right here. And also, if you go back to infrastructure, you can see the problem.md that I mentioned earlier on. I've highlighted some infrastructure as a code challenges right here. And then if you go back, solution.md, let's take a look at the second challenge, which is the CI/CD pipeline optimization. So when it comes to the CI/CD pipeline optimization, so if your pipeline takes 45 minutes, for example, that is not a pipeline. that is a bottleneck. Here in the implementation, you will see patterns like caching strategies, reusable workflows, faster Docker build, parallelization, and smarter test stages. The value here is that you can copy the workflow and adapt it fast. The third challenge is the Kubernetes complexity right here. So Kubernetes is powerful, but many teams make it harder than it needs to be. So here I focus on simple operational patterns, clean manifest and approach, faster deployment strategy, and reducing YAML chaos with structure. And right there, you can see a production deployment YAML that you can use for challenge 4 and 14. This is for security and FinOps solution. So security and cost are now production concerns. So security isn't later anymore, and cost aren't finance's problem. So this repo includes DevSecOps patterns, security check in CI, and then also infrastructure as code scanning approach, list privilege directions, and cost optimization pattern to reduce waste. So this is the part that helps team avoid painful surprises. So here is the security and compliance. There are scripts here ready to use, and then also 14 right here, FinOps. You have some ready to use script right here, AWS cost analyzer, budget alert, Grafana, and so on. So now I'm going to jump all the way to for AI, ML, and LLM operations. So and for teams, building AI workflow, this is very important. So a lot of machine learning work never leaves notebook. So this challenge focuses on moving from experimentation to production, deployment and repeatability patterns, and operational discipline around modules. The goal isn't hype, it's reliability. And then when you go all the way to challenge 13, this is GitOps with Argo CD. And when it comes to GitOps, this is one of the cleanest way to standardize deployment. So this section includes pattern for syncing safely, managing environment, avoiding accidental production rollout, and building repeatability. So that's the idea. Each challenge is a production ready topic, and you get real implementation files you can adopt immediately. Here's the simplest way to use it. Step 1, clone the repository. I'm going to put the link to the repository in the description. Step 2, pick your pain. If your biggest pain is slow CI/CD, go to challenge 2. If your pain is security, go to challenge 4 or 7. If it's cloud cost, go to challenge 14. Step 3, read and apply. What do I mean by that? In each of the challenge, you will see a problem.md, solution.md, implementation.md. So read the problem.md so you can recognize the scenario. Read the solution.md so you can understand the approach. Then open the implementation and adapt the files to your environment. That's it. I built this project for 3 reasons. 1, to reduce repeated effort. Most teams waste time solving the same problem again and again. 2, to make production knowledge easier to access. A lot of best DevOps knowledge isn't documented well or it's scattered. And then 3, to help engineers grow faster, especially junior engineers. You don't need more theories. You need working examples and strong pattern. This is meant to be a practical. If you find this valuable, here's how you can support it. Start the repo. It helps more engineers discover this repository. Try one challenge this week. Pick the biggest one you are facing and test the implementation. Comment what you want next. Tell me your number one challenge and I'll prioritize deep dive video for it. And then make sure you subscribe because I'm going to do walkthrough for each challenge, live builds, troubleshooting, and real world explanation. DevOps doesn't have to feel like constant firefighting. The problems are real, but the solutions are repeatable. So if you want a practical, production-focused resource, check out the Production DevOps Handbook right here. And then comment below what's your number one DevOps challenge right now. I'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe, smash the likes, and share this video. Thank you for watching.